Depending on what camp you are, Candace Owens is probably the most liked or the most disliked individual. Yes, right now there's an issue on ground. Candace Owens is being sued by the French president and his wife. And I'm not really going to go into those details. I talked about it a bit on my previous video. So if you're interested in that, just look. But I just want to say something about Candace Owens and why I will support her no matter the outcome. Even if eventually she loses that lawsuit, I will support her, and I'll tell you why. You see, one thing about human beings, people like you when they can put you in a certain box, like when they can either manipulate you or you do the things that they want you to do, they would like you. But if you're a person of your own, if you have an opinion, and if you're not always on their side, they will dislike you. They would want you to either be their puppet or they want you to always agree on whatever they agree on. But one thing about Candace Owens is that she's a person that is willing to take a risk, is willing to say something that people may be thinking about, but they're too scared about. They're too scared to talk about. Let's talk about this issue of Black Lives Matter. During the Black Lives Matter saga, I don't think I knew about Candace Owens then, but I wasn't comfortable about it. One, I'm a black person, but I felt there was this kind of emotional blackmail. Yes, then I was quite active in a particular social media, and my Caucasian social media friends were being kind of emotionally blackmailed. It was like you had to take a stand, you had to support, the blacks. Basically, that was what it was. You had people that would go on social media and they would say things like, "Oh, I can't believe that my white friend," or "I've unfriended a particular person because they are not supporting blacks on this issue." You know, it was as if now white people were blackmailed, and I felt very uncomfortable. You don't force people to take your side. First of all, a white person has a right to talk about an issue that they are passionate about, and if they are not passionate about things like that, you don't have to force them. They were being emotionally blackmailed, they were forced to take a side, and at the end of the day, I made a post on that social media platform. I made a post and I said people should stop doing this. People should stop emotionally blackmailing people. That people have a right to do what they want to do, to support whatever cause they wanted to support. Because first of all, it was an American issue. I live in Nigeria. We have our issues. So we have police brutality. It happens everywhere, and at the end of the day, there's police brutality in Nigeria. We're all blacks, but you still wear a police code. There are issues. There've been instances where police people were acted inhuman to other people, and in fact, it gave birth to the NSAS saga. And that NSAS saga, I also was a bit cautious, because though the agitators had good intentions, but the way and manner they were doing it, I wasn't in support. Because first of all, when you are trying to say you want to end SARS, you want end SARS. SARS, for those that don't know, SARS is a particular arm of the Nigerian police, and special anti-robbery force or something like that, arm of the Nigerian police. And the uprising was like, they should end SARS, they should stop that arm. But the truth is that when the foundation is rotten, you just don't go and clip up the branches and expect that things will be okay. Nigeria as a country, we know we have a lot of issues, and virtually all the sectors are corrupt. There's a lot of deception, there's a lot of corruption, and I think it's something that we all have to admit. We have to come to terms and say, this is what's happening. It's not about only the police. Even teachers, I was a teacher, I've been in several sectors, and I've seen corruption. So because we see it when we go on the road, and the police people, sometimes they try to force you to give them some money. It's not like corruption. Corruption is in virtually all the sectors. So my issue was that if they have to end SARS, then they will have to end corruption in all the sectors. So it was a thing that everybody had to come together and we'll decide what we'll do. And in areas where you are guilty of even the corruption that you're accusing somebody of, you come out and say it. But that's not what I'm talking about today. So Candace, people say Candace she's anti-black, or she doesn't like black people. That's not true. What Candace wants is that she's tired of seeing black people as victims. Yes, we always want to be even in this part of the world where I live, you have people from one particular ethnic group. When a president is from another ethnic group, you see people from other ethnic groups. They complain that, oh, we are not being given opportunities. They make it an ethnic thing rather than seeing it as a holistic problem where people, when they get into power, they think about only people in their political party or their ethnic groups. We have to deal with it from the root, because it's not about if someone from an ethnic group leaves and someone from your ethnic group enters, then nobody complains anymore. People from that ethnic group stop complaining. Now, on the issue of the on the issue of Black Lives Matter, Candace was like, this first of all, she was trying to uncover some facts about the person that was the center of focus, the person that they made on her life, or that got on her life. They didn't make the person on her life, but the person got on her life. Yes. She tried to bring out some facts. You know, we are very emotional, especially people of color, Black people like me. We are very emotional. When an issue comes up, instead of us to deal with it factually, we start putting our emotions. So Candace came up and said, for example, this guy that you are all hailing, this guy you're all saying is perfect. He has his own imperfections. He has a history of being a criminal or being involved in criminal activities. And this is not because he's a particular race. Yes, you know that there are issues of race, when they make people unalive because of their race. It happens. We are not saying it doesn't happen, but the thing is that the Black community in America, there are issues that are in the Black community in America. So when you just pin it on, just an isolated incident of someone being made unalive or got unalive for whatever reason, and first of all, Blacks, I'm a Black person, and I know how sometimes these things go. People of other races, when they keep saying Blacks as people they need to help, Black people will not come to that place of self-actualization, knowing who they are, knowing the opportunities. In America, for example, the Blacks are given so much opportunities. That is why you have people in Nigeria, people in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, and other African countries, and even in Asia, even in India. They do all they can to get to America. And if they do well, and when they get to America, when they work hard, you often see them doing very well. Yes, that's why you have Nigerians in America. They are doing so well because the system gives them opportunity. So Candace during that time, and even when I follow her podcast, she keeps on saying that stop being a victim. Stop putting yourself under this invisible barrier that you cannot actualize your dreams. You can. America is a country that you can actualize your dreams. Of course, America, like every other country, has issues, but people need to realize that it's not a race thing. The same with Nigeria. It's not an ethnic group thing. It's not a Hausa thing. It's not a Fulani thing. It's not a Yoruba thing. We all have to come to that place where we come together and we move forward to the next level. Stop feeling like a victim. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Yes. Now, concerning Candace came out and she brought out her opinion that Blacks should get to that place of self-actualization, telling them of the potentials that are there in America, and she got a lot of backlash. People felt that, she hates Black. No, I don't see Candace as someone. She's someone that when she sees something that is the truth, she always wants to go ahead with it. Now, concerning this Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron's case, Candace, based on an investigation that was where she got the baseline or the initial information by a particular gentleman, a man they call Poussard, Monsieur Savé Poussard, a French journalist that has now that is no longer in France because he's scared for himself and his family. He has relocated to Italy. She got the basic information from that man. So it wasn't like it was just something she just cooked up, or it was never an issue. It's been an issue, but it wasn't so popular in this part of the world, or it wasn't so popular in the English-speaking part of the world. But it's something that has been there. But Candace made the allegations come out more. Then there's something that's been happening since this issue. You have some people, some podcasters, some journalists that are saying, a particular podcaster, I've never seen him before, but I saw a headline, I saw something on YouTube and I clicked, and this guy was saying that if Candace loses this lawsuit, she would have given up, she would have to give up practically all she has. And he's like, trying to say that she shouldn't have taken the risk. But do you know why I admire Candace? I admire Candace because she's willing to pursue things that others are not willing to pursue. She's willing to be seen as the bad guy. You see, one thing about human beings, they want you to go front. And at the end of the day, when you are right, they will now all come around. Candice is not that kind of person. If she sees something that she feels is wrong, she comes out, not caring how people talk about her, not caring what they say about her. She comes out and she tries to do what she can do to make the situation better. So Candice has done so much to enlighten people, not only in America, in different parts of the world, about the things happening. She has even said some things about Africa, how certain powers in the West want to keep Africa suppressed. Like, for example, she said something about a late president of a country, Libya, of there was an issue where he wanted to make the gold like the standard, because the American dollar seems to be the standard for money exchange, and because of that, it was alleged that that was why some powers tried to eliminate. In fact, they succeeded in eliminating him. So Candice is willing to talk about things. She's patriotic, but people feel, oh, because she's patriotic, but she also cares about what's happening in other countries. Now, there are some issues that Candice has talked about that I'm not sure I support her, or I just feel maybe she's just trying to do it. She's just continuing talking about the thing over and over again. I feel she's something she should let go. But I admire her for one thing. If she believes in something, she goes out and that means she's not doing this. People. She's not doing it because because of money or whatever. She's doing it because she really cares about people. She wants things to be better. For example, Donald Trump. She supported Donald Trump wholeheartedly. She talked about him, but when she started feeling that there were some issues concerning the Jeffrey Epstein case, she talked about it, that she wasn't pleased with what Trump was doing. So I think she's someone that is willing to take the side of the most vulnerable. She's not a clique person. She doesn't do things to be accepted by a certain class of people. And if she sees that something is wrong, she comes out and she says it. So I admire her for that. Whatever is the outcome with this particular case, where she's been sued by the French president and his wife, I admire her for her courage, and I admire her for what she's doing. I think if more of us are like her, if we start talking about things that we're passionate about, if we seek the truth rather than public acceptance, I think the world, not only Africa, will be a better place. So till I see you in the next video where I talk about something that's really interesting. Take care and stay cool.